to introduce to the podium Senator Bobby Powell from Palm Beach County, who is the sponsor of all of our bills that will address the changes that I just listed out. And to be specific, the bills that he is sponsoring are Senate Bill 850, Senate Bill 820, and Senate Bill 870, not 820, 870, and Senate Bill 876. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Carlson, for the introduction, and thank you all for joining us here today. Thank you all for coming to Tallahassee. This is a place where we need people to come up and advocate. My name is Bobby Powell, Jr., State Senator for District 30, representing Palm Beach County. Today, I'm proud to stand in solidarity with my legislative colleagues, some of whom are here this morning, the Southern Poverty Law Center, and definitely the No Place for a Child Coalition. We are here to demand action and long overdue reform on the direct file here in the state of Florida. For the past 6 years, while I've been in the legislature on both sides, both in the House and the Senate, I've championed direct file reform in both chambers. And every year, despite our efforts, the state of Florida continues to unfairly prosecute hundreds of children as adults. Well, I'm here to say enough is enough. More than 98% of juvenile transfers to adult courts were brought by prosecutors under the current direct file statute. In our state, prosecutors have full and unfettered discretion to decide which children to prosecute and which ones not to. Too many of our children are being prosecuted in the adult court system, in the adult prison system. That's why I've sponsored and I'm sponsoring Senate Bill 876, legislation that allows children being prosecuted as adults to request a hearing to be sent back to juvenile court. By passing this bill, we would save countless children and save many lives of the children who are suffering the consequences of being placed in the adult felony courts. Some of these charges that they place them in adult court for are low-level offenses that now they face for the rest of their lives. We must disrupt the unfettered power that our state attorneys hold and provide a judge who has the opportunity to use his or her discretion when it comes to dealing with our children. I'm also sponsoring Senate Bill 870, a bill that prohibits housing a child in an adult jail while they're pending trial unless it's required for issues of justice. Quite frankly, it's shameful. We know that in Palm Beach County, where myself and Representative Al Jaquette are from, they've even faced a lawsuit for the way they hold children. In our state, children who may or may not have had a run-in with the law are oftentimes subjected to conditions in an adult correctional facility that are traumatizing, that put them in the way of permanent damage, both physically and mentally, and we've got to change that. Finally, one of the most important pieces of legislation that I've filed is Senate Bill 850, which makes four key changes to the current direct file statute. Number one, it eliminates mandatory direct file. Number two, it eliminates direct file for 14 and 15-year-olds, thus raising the age. And it eliminates the mandatory involuntary waiver. And the last thing, number four, it establishes a 14-year-old age minimum for indictments. These changes are not only the right thing to do, but quite frankly, you and I all know it's common sense. Research has shown that taking kids out of the juvenile system and placing them into the adult system increases their chances for recidivism. We must now rehabilitate our children when possible through juvenile sanctions in the juvenile system instead of perpetually punishing them through the adult system. Come on. After all, these children are the future of the state of Florida. Why not give them the opportunity to have an impact in the future, both socially and economically,